Hey everybody, Mr. Hall here. I want to take today's lesson as an opportunity to address some concerns that I hear from families about their online learning experiences. So kids, I want you to go get your parents. I want you to go get your moms, your dads, your grandmas, your grandpas, whoever's taking care of you right now. Go get them right now, okay? Pause this video, go get them, because this lesson is for you and for them. It's important for them to see this lesson. So please pause the video and I'll see you when you get back. All right, welcome back. Today I want to address some concerns I hear from families about home-based distance learning. One of them is feeling overwhelmed by what one mom called the wall of work that they see every morning when they open their Seesaw classrooms. Unlike school, where your work is delivered to you during different subject matter time frames, Seesaw learning, it's all dumped on your plate right at the very beginning. So that's overwhelming. So in one of my tips after I read the story, I'm going to talk about how to address that. Also, there's anxiety that I'm hearing about the submit button and when to submit your work. Should you just work on your work all day long and try to make it perfect before you submit it? That creates some anxiety and stress. It's different than how we do things at school. So in my tips later, I'll address those concerns as well. And finally, there are people expressing frustrations with big feelings around online learning. Big feelings of anger, clenching fists, grinding teeth, yelling, screaming, throwing things, running out of the room. Big red zone emotional expressions due to frustrations and anxiety around online learning. So first, I want to read My Big Feelings and the Big Bad Virus by Emily Adler Mosqueda. This is a great little book about how to manage and feel our big feelings during this time of online learning and the virus. After I read the story, I will give us 6 tips, parenting tips and study tips on how to manage this situation that we find ourselves in. So I'll see you in a little bit. My Big Feelings and the Big Bad Virus by Emily Adler Mosqueda. I feel different. I have big feelings more than I used to. I have these feelings because I can't go to school, see my friends, or spend time with relatives. I didn't do anything wrong or bad. I'm still a good person. There is a big bad virus that is making people all over the world very sick. In some places, people are dying. I have to stay home and away from people and places I like right now. This keeps others and myself healthy. I am a helper by staying home. Staying home is hard. I want to keep others healthy, and it's very hard not doing things I used to do. I feel very big feelings about all these changes. I miss going to the park, hugging my friends, learning at school, and playing at recess. When I think of all these things, I feel heavy and stuck in one spot like a rock. Inside my tummy, it feels like there are knots. I clench my fists. I yell, and I can't always listen well to my mom or dad. And sometimes my feelings are so big I want to hit and kick. I can do things to feel better and make this hard time a little easier. I can learn how to calm down and be the boss of my body and feelings. When I feel wiggles in my arms and legs and want to hit or kick, I can squeeze myself along my shoulders and down my arms. I can also give myself a big, tight hug and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can take slow, deep breaths. I can pretend to smell a flower and blow out a candle. Smell a flower on the inhale. Blow out a candle on the exhale. It's just like our 4x4 breathing. We inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. Try it again. Inhale. Exhale. The flowers smell good, and the candle gets blown out, and we feel better. I can say, I need a break and go away from people and rest in my alone zone. Alone zone, that's just like the Australia that I taught you how to make in my other video. If you haven't had a chance to make your own Australia, go check out the video. It's a great alone zone. If I feel sad, I can cry. Crying helps my body let go of the sadness and makes more space for me to be happy later. I can draw a picture or get help writing a list of the people and things I miss. I am feeling grief. Feeling my grief helps me move towards being happy. Grief is one of those uncomfortable feelings that we don't enjoy, but they're important for us to have because we know all of our feelings are okay. When I feel really mad, I can pretend to throw my anger at the big bad virus. I can scribble on paper really hard or punch a pillow to get my mad out. Feeling my anger gets it out of my body and helps me to calm down. You can wad up your socks and throw them at the wall. Throw your anger at the virus. It's a good way to get out of the red zone back into your green zone. It doesn't hurt anybody to do it that way. When I'm calm, I have good ideas. I am resilient. That means I can do hard things, like stay home. My smart brain helps me think of fun things to do, alone or with my family, when I'm calm. I am flexible and patient when my mom or dad takes a break. Sometimes it's hard to wait. I can calm myself while I wait. I can take slow, deep breaths. Hug myself. Or spend time in my alone zone. My whole family has big feelings. The big bad virus has changed their lives too. My whole family is learning to be resilient and the boss of their bodies and big feelings. Sometimes we remember what we can do to get calm, and sometimes we forget. That's okay. We will try again. We're learning. I am kind. I am good. I am safe at home. I can calm my body. I am resilient. All my feelings are part of me and are good to feel. I am loved. And the big bad virus will someday go away. The end. Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed my big feelings and the big bad virus. Now I'd like to give us 6 tips on how to deal with our emotions in this time. Tip number 1, Make a learning schedule for your day and stick to it. Here I've made a sample learning schedule. This is just one idea of how to do it. You will have ways to make it work for your family, to make the times work, the activities work. You will make your schedule so it works for you. Here's an example of what I've done. I've got the times on the left, the tasks down the middle, and on the right I've got examples of the activities. For example, before 9 a.m. you rise and shine. 9 to 9:15 you do a little morning stretch. 9:15 to 10, it's math time. 10 to 10:15, a little break, etc., etc. And you can see that. I'll put a link to this schedule on the slide deck, and you can go to my sample schedule, and please make a copy for yourself. And if you make a copy for yourself, then you can edit this however you'd like, and you can put in your own times, and you can put in your own tasks and your own activities and make a schedule for yourself. I recommend it. It can really work well. Then, when you get all your work assigned to you all at once at the morning in Seesaw, don't look at everything all at once. Wait until the time of day that your schedule says to look at those assignments. For example, don't look at your math assignments until 9:15 in the morning. Don't look at your social studies or science lessons until 11:15 in the morning. That's based on my sample schedule here. Don't look at them, and that makes it more like school. Because in school, well, we don't look at our art lessons until we go to art class. And then we spend our time thinking about art, and then we turn in our art assignment, and we leave it behind, and we go on to our next schedule. So this schedule is trying to make your home learning as much like school learning as possible, because it's very structured and and that can be very comforting sometimes. So make a schedule, look at those assignments only during that assignment time, and work on those assignments during that amount of time, and then hand it in. That is what some of the second grade teachers have told me they've told their families. Just work on your Japanese time during the 30 minutes that you have outlined for yourself in your schedule, and then turn in what you have. If it's too challenging for you, you can just not do that assignment. Just skip it altogether. Or if you want to, you can take a break and come back later. And it's okay to just turn in what you have finished in the allotted amount of time for that subject in your schedule. And that's what the second grade teachers have told their families, and I'm fairly certain that the other teachers at the other K1 level would agree that if an assignment is causing too much anxiety, it's okay just to not do that assignment. So also, when you're doing your studies, take little breaks throughout your study window for each subject. Get up for 1 minute and go outside and run around the house for a minute. Go get a glass of water. Use the restroom. Walk around the inside of your house. Run up and down your stairs if you have stairs a couple times. Just take 1 minute to get your body moving, to get a little break and refresh yourself, and then head back for your work. And just work on that assignment until the end of your scheduled time. That's tip number 1, make a schedule. Tip number 2 is to use the vocabulary from the zones of regulation, which is the emotional regulation curriculum we taught in K through 2 this year at school. So here we've got a little chart. It shows the blue, green, yellow, and red zone. The blue zone, you're sad, sick, tired, bored, moving slowly. Green zone, happy, calm, feeling okay, focused, ready to learn. Your yellow zone, you're frustrated, worried, silly, wiggly, excited. You're starting to lose some control. And then your red zone is when you're mad, angry, terrified, yelling, hitting, elated, and you're out of control. And I've heard families saying that they have some loss of control in their lives right now, emotionally. So use these vocabularies with your families. And adults, you can role model and say, hey, I'm feeling really tired right now. I need a nap. I'm in the blue zone. Or you can say, I'm getting a little bit frustrated and I'm not really feeling super happy, so I'm getting into the yellow zone. I want to avoid the red zone, so I'm going to go take a break. Use that vocabulary. Also, we studied Kelso's choices. So tip number 3 is to use the vocabulary of Kelso's choices. That's the problem-solving curriculum that we studied. And here we have Kelso's wheel, and Kelso's 9 choices are go to another game. Go to another game. That was our hand signal we used at school. Talk it out. Share and take turns. Ignore it. Tell them to stop, walk away, apologize, make a deal, and wait and cool off. Those are the hand gestures we used at school, and those are the problem-solving choices. And these might be useful when you're starting to feel out of control. You can apologize to people if you say mean things to them. You can talk it out with them. You can walk away. Many of these choices can be useful. So that's tip 3. Use Kelso's choices. Tip 4, make your own alone zone, just like in the story I just read. And that's very similar to Australia that I showed us how to make. And in our Australia, you'll notice that we have the zones of regulation picture. So if you haven't seen it, go check out my Australia video and make yourself an Australia. It's a fun project and it helps you regulate your emotions. Tip number 5. I heard families saying that typing was creating a lot of stress. In K through 2, typing is not a skill we've acquired yet. So on top of learning the content, we're also having to learn to type. So that's stressful. So alleviate that stress by using in Seesaw the microphone, use the video feature. You can just write your assignments on a piece of paper and then take a picture of it with the photo feature, turn in a photo. And apparently there's also a system called voice to type, and I have yet to see that system, but I believe there's a way that you can talk into Seesaw, it will hear you, and then it will type out your words for you. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do that and put a link in my slide deck to that skill on Seesaw and how to do that. That would really be helpful. And you can also get your adults and caregivers to dictate. That means they do the typing for you. You tell them what you want to say and they type it for you. So that can be really helpful. Try to avoid typing if it's too stressful. There are many other ways to submit your things. Finally, my 6th tip is to use, it's a parenting strategy. It's what I call the quiet calm. And to use the quiet calm, you create a hand signal beforehand with your student. My hand signal is to use R for sign language because I'm getting into the red zone, which starts with R, and I want to do the quiet calm, and this means quiet. So what I do is I take an R and I put it up to my lips like I'm saying quiet. And that's my quiet calm hand signal. And if you set up a quiet calm hand signal with your student beforehand during a relaxed moment of your day, then when things start becoming unregulated, what you do is you show them the signal that they know, and the signal means you are starting to enter the yellow zone. I can see through your tone of voice or your body language, and I am going to, as the adult, I am going to stop talking, and I might even get up and walk away if I need a break, but I'm only going to communicate with body language and hand gestures, and I'm not going to talk. And I'm going to keep doing that until the student gets their emotions regulated. And I believe that using the quiet calm is a powerful motivator to have students discover their own self-regulation strategies and techniques and abilities and powers, because they're very motivated to talk with you about their assignments and the things they're doing. And if they're unable to do that until they have acquired that green zone behavior and space in their bodies, then I believe they will figure out how to do that. And you as an adult are modeling taking a break, walking away if you need it, and modeling calm, quiet behavior when people are starting to escalate into the red zone. And it's amazing how powerful it can be just to take the words away. So that's the quiet calm. If you choose to use this technique, be aware that things can get a little worse before they get better. The first time you use this strategy, your child might escalate their tone of voice. They might escalate some of the behaviors because it's frustrating for them. But if you've talked to them prior and they understand the system and the technique that you're using, then I believe after 1 or 2 times, it can really, really, really work. It really works. I have an 18-year-old daughter, and when she was a youngster in elementary school, we used to use this strategy, and it worked for us. So I hope it works for you. Those are my tips. I hope they work. I hope you all are doing okay, hanging in there. We're in the home stretch. We're almost done here, really. 2 or 3 more weeks, I believe, is all we have. Hope you had a great long weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Please send me an email. Let me know how things are going, and let me know if any of these strategies work for you. All right, take care. Bye.